Hi everyone, Kevin here, and this is the RX100 Mark III. The RX100 was first released in 2012. It really shook up the camera industry at the time because no camera at the time, this portable, offered functionality like this. It really did offer photo and video functionality that was normally kind of reserved for entry-level DSLRs. The difference being that this is so portable that you can take it with you everywhere. Now this is the third version. The RX100 Mark II was released in 2013. The Mark III, which is this version, was released in 2014, and the RX100 Mark IV was released in 2015. In 2016, we're going to see the RX100 Mark V. I'll just run through some of the features of this camera. It has a 20.2 megapixel X-Mod-R BSI CMOS sensor. That's a 1-inch sensor, as you can see, the large sensor at the front. It has a Bionz X processor, focal length of 8.8 to 25.7 millimeters, and that's max aperture of f1.8 to 2.8, shutter speed of 30 to 1/2000th of a second, 10 frames per second continuous shooting. It can record in MP4, AVC HD at 28 megabits per second, and XAVC-S at 50 megabytes per second full HD. It also has a 3-inch screen, as you can see here. It tilts all the way up to 180 degrees. It has an electronic viewfinder. It has Wi-Fi and NFC built in, and the battery life apparently lasts for 320 shots, or from what I've heard, about an hour of video. And it weighs 290 grams, and the dimensions are 102 by 58 by 41 millimeters. Now this is the exact same dimensions as the RX100 Mark IV, exactly, but the original RX100 was slightly smaller. That was 102 by 58 by 36 millimeters, so it was 5 millimeters less thick, and the Mark II was 2 millimeters larger than the first one, so that was 3 millimeters less, slimmer than the third and fourth versions. So what I'd like to do in this video is just quickly walk you around the camera and show you what it can do. Really just show you where everything is in the camera to give you an idea of what this camera is like. To give you a size comparison, there's my Google Nexus 6P and there's the camera. Now obviously the smartphone's going to be a lot thinner, but it really is a really portable camera. So you can see here at the front you have your 1-inch sensor. You've got your zoom functionality there. If you look here, you have your flash. Now the good thing about this flash is the flash can be bounced, so you're not going to have that bright flash when you take photos. You can bounce it off the wall or the ceiling if you need to. Now this is one of the few cameras that has of this size that has an electronic viewfinder, and it just pops out like that. And you pull it out. If I can get it, it's got a little bit here at the side, so this little bit pulls in and out. Now, if you put your eyes through this and it's a little bit fuzzy, you know, if it's out of focus, then you'll see here there's a little dial here. And all you do is you just kind of move that around left and right and it'll get it in focus. The one thing that I have noticed about this is that when you close this down, it automatically closes the camera down. Now I still have to update the firmware on this, so I did read that we're going to address that, so hopefully it is something that's been fixed by now. So in the bottom you have your tripod connector there, and you have your battery connector, your battery slot, and your SD slot. You will need a fast SD card if you want to record at the highest bit rate when you're recording videos. That's something to bear in mind. Now, it's got the battery compartment there, but this camera doesn't actually come with a battery charger, because what they want you to do is charge directly through the USB port. If I can get this open. So they want you to connect directly through there. Just charge it up. Get your USB cable and just charge it up this way. We'll get it the right way first time. Never happens, does it? So you charge it in like that. I've heard a lot of people complain about this, but I actually prefer that. I really do prefer, because it means that I can use a data bank. You know, just use a power bank and just charge it up whenever I need to. And you can buy a spare battery and charger anyway, so it's not an issue. And I love the fact, you know, if I'm recording video and I notice that the power's going down, I can just charge this up on the go. You saw there as well, there was an HDMI position. Now, you know, the top of the camera looks very similar to pretty much most cameras. You know, you've got your on and off button, you've got your dial, you've got your power, your photo button. One thing to note though is that this camera is not touchscreen. Now, I realise that a lot of people like touchscreen, but I've found with the camera that I'm recording with just now, the Panasonic G6, I've found that I never really use the touchscreen. Very rarely. I always use the buttons, so for me, it's not a major issue. So you can see here, there's a lot of options here. You know, there's, for the photo point, there's 7 different screens. There's 4 setting screens, options to send to your smartphone, to your computer, one touch NFC, application list. That is something that Sony allows you to download applications to enhance the camera as well. That's not something I've done yet. And there's more options there for playing back images and deleting them. And then there's 6 more pages of settings at the end. I won't bore you with them all, but you can see here you've got your play button, you've got your delete button, you've got a function button, menu button, you've got your dial. There's a lot of information on the screen as well. Now, I've only had this a day. I haven't really been shooting with it yet. I've really just been messing around with it. But I will primarily be using this for video. I'll only really be using this for photos when I go on little trips abroad, you know. If I'm going to go somewhere in Europe or go abroad somewhere, I'm probably going to take this and take pictures using this camera. One thing that a lot of people complain about is, if you notice here, because of how thin this camera is, there's nothing to grip onto. So when you're holding it, it can be difficult to hold it. So I've purchased a little grip that you can buy. It's an official Sony accessory, which everyone says that should just be built in. You know, it should just either be built in or provided in the box. But I've ordered that. That's arriving today, and I've also ordered a screen protector. But my first impressions of it after using it for a day is, you know, this is an amazing little camera. Absolutely fantastic. The electronic viewfinder is really, really cool. And overall, I love it. So what I'll be doing with this, as I said, I'll be primarily using it for videos, and the idea is, you know, when you're filming, can you see me there? And I'm going to be using this to do vlogs and videos and that kind of thing. And the flip up screen really helps you see what's in the picture. But you know, if you're a photographer, you can you can use the screen low down. You can use it, bend it up the way. It's quite flexible, because a lot of the cameras are coming out just now. All you can do is flip up and down. Now, a lot of people actually say that's a bad thing about the camera, because the screens that only articulate upwards in 180 degrees, they tend to be more solid, more fixed, and a bit stronger. Because this can go out and go in, it's a little bit more flimsy, and it does feel that you could maybe break it easily. But if you're careful, I don't think that is something that would ever be an issue. So this is the first look at the RX100 Mark III. As I said, this isn't the latest version. I actually purchased the fourth version, and the seller then didn't sell it to me on eBay, refused to send it. So I found an absolute bargain on this one, and I weighed up the pros and the cons, and at the moment this is arguably the best buy at the moment. You know, it's the most bang for your buck, because it doesn't have as much features as the fourth one, but the fourth one doesn't really add too many new features. From a video point of view, it adds 4K, but you can only record for up to 5 minutes, and I've heard people saying that it actually overheats after a few minutes. So I wouldn't really be recording 4K with it anyway, so there wasn't really any need for me to go for the 4K, other than future-proofing myself a little bit more. But I got an absolute bargain with this, so I'm very happy with it. and I hope you've enjoyed this first look at the RX100 Mark III. It is a little bit of an older camera now. You know, it's been out for about a year and a half, or in fact more than that, a year and 3/4. But it's such a good camera that it still demands a higher price. You know, Sony still sell all 4 versions of this camera. The RX100 sells for about £250 in the UK. The second is about £350 in the UK, and this version sells for about £550 in the UK. The 4th version is another £200. So the 4th version is the exact same size as this, but it sells for about £750. It is a lot of money. You really are paying DSLR prices for this type of camera, but my hope is that it will be justified because you can do everything with it. You know, it's going to take great photos, it's going to be great for vlogging, and it's a versatile little camera. And the fact is, I'm going to have this with me all the time. So if I have it with me all the time, I'm going to be more likely to use it. So I'm going to do some more videos about this. The next video will show you the grip and the screen protector, just quickly show you those. But after that, what I want to do is show you what this camera is like for vlogging. I'm going to take it out. I'll do some vlogging in my house, and then I'll maybe try and take it out and hopefully, you know, record some clips at night as well to give you a good comparison of different situations in which you can use the camera for vlogging. So I hope you've all enjoyed this video. This was the RX100 Mark III, and if you've enjoyed the video, please do click subscribe or like, and if you've got any questions, please do leave a comment below and I'll do my best to answer them. Thanks for watching, guys. Till next time, take care.